High in the snowy mountains, a wildlife transport truck crawled along the icy road. Inside its metal cage lay a creature almost unbelievable. A giant white python, over 20 feet long, its scales shining like polished ice. Beside the cage sat the driver, tired, cold, but responsible for delivering this rare python to a protected sanctuary. Suddenly, the truck hit a patch of black ice. The tire screamed. The vehicle slid sideways. The driver fought the steering wheel, but the mountain had already decided the fate. The truck crashed against a rock, tilting dangerously. The cage slammed forward. Metal bent. Bolts snapped. And with a heavy crack, the enormous white python broke free. It slithered out of the shattered cage, its cold scales blending with the snow. The driver, injured and shocked, tried to call for help, but the python had already vanished into the white forest. Inside the snow jungle, the python became a ghost of death. Silent, powerful, hungry. A pack of hyenas spotted it first, thinking it was an easy kill. But they were wrong. One by one, the python struck. Quick, precise, deadly. The pack scattered, but 2 hyenas fell to its crushing coils. Nearby, a group of stray dogs barked wildly in fear, but the python surged forward, overpowering them within seconds. For the first time, the snow jungle felt the presence of a true apex predator. But nature always has another protector. A majestic lioness, mother of 2 cubs, heard the cries and roars echoing through the cold air. She stepped out of the bushes, her golden fur glowing against the snow. There, in front of her, was the monstrous white python. They stared at each other, predator versus predator. And then the battle began. The python lunged forward. The lioness roared and leaped, claws flashing. The snow exploded beneath them as they fought, rolling dangerously close to the main road. The lioness slashed the python's face, but the python responded with terrifying power, wrapping its massive coils around her body. She fought, but her strength was fading. The python tightened, inch by inch. Just then, the injured truck driver finally reached his radio. He shouted into the device, "Control room, emergency! The python escaped. A lioness is trapped. Send rescue now." In the wildlife rescue control room, alarms activated. The team leader ordered, "Prepare the rescue kits, heavy tools, sedative darts, medical supplies. Move, move, move." Within minutes, an ambulance and a wildlife rescue jeep raced through the snowy road, sirens cutting through the silence. They reached the scene and froze at the sight. A massive python crushing a lioness beside the road, the lioness gasping for breath. The rescue team sprang into action. 2 officers held shields. Another prepared a long-range cutting tool. The medic readied the tranquilizer. On my mark, thwip. A sedative dart hit the python's thick body. The python loosened slightly, but not fully. The rescuers moved in, hearts pounding, snow swirling around them. They slid a metal restraining rod into the coil, pushed, pried, and finally, the lioness slipped free. She collapsed in the snow, weak but alive. But the mission wasn't over. The sedative began to work. The giant python slowed, but was still too strong to handle bare-handed. The team brought a fresh, reinforced cage from their vehicle. With heavy ropes, hooks, and collective strength, they slowly guided the python toward the open cage. It rose once, hissed loudly, then finally its strength faded. With one final push, the python slid inside. The cage door slammed shut. The medic rushed to treat the lioness. They cleaned her wounds, checked her heartbeat, and wrapped her with warming blankets. She lifted her head weakly, alive, safe. The injured truck driver was also treated, his arm bandaged and face cleaned. The rescue team loaded the python's cage onto their wildlife truck, secured the lioness for transport, and prepared to leave. As the vehicles pulled away, the snowy forest returned to silence, saved by the bravery of humans who protect wildlife. Nature is full of danger, but also full of heroes. And today, the rescue team saved not just one life, but the balance of an entire jungle. Subscribe to Planet Paws for more real wildlife stories where every creature matters.